What's happening, MuniciPals? I want to talk to you about the brand new golf ball markers from Matchstick Golf. The golf season upon us, and the Masters is right around the corner, and Matchstick is ramping up and raring to go. They've recently released two markers in collaboration with Manzanita Links, one of Oregon's best coastal golf courses. You can get King Sevi, the Seagull, or the Spirit of Oregon crest right now, or if you want something more formal, grab the all-new Bachelor Cash Stack, an all-new marker featuring a wad of $100 bills bound with a black bow tie and finished in gold. It's perfect for a bachelor party gift for your groomsmen. And of course, you can always use code MUNICIPALS at checkout for 20% off your first order. Head to matchstickgolf.com, get all new ball markers at a great price. Matchstick Golf, set fire to the greens.
How hard did you push it? Till I black out? Yes. Numerous times, yes.
What's happening, MuniciPals? This is Big C. We have a special guest tonight. Winner of the 2009 Utah AM, BYU alumni, 2012 All-American, 2011 PNW AM winner of the 2019 Ellie Mae Classic at Stonebray in the Municipal's backyard of the Bay Area, creator of the Butt Club, mind of the Tree Farm, our guy Zac Blair. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, man, doing good. How you guys doing?
Not bad, just gearing up for the season. Out here in the Pacific Northwest, we definitely drop off in the winter, kind of like you guys do in Utah. So, everybody's kind of gearing up, getting their new equipment ready and getting going.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get a little better here, but still, like it snowed today, but it was like 60 degrees a couple days ago. So starting to be able to get to where you could maybe play a little golf soon, hopefully.
Yeah, what month does it get to kind of be like your start of the season out there?
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends. I mean, there's definitely times right now where it's good enough to play. But like it could also be snowing like all this month. So it's really kind of hit or miss. But, historically, I would say kind of in the next 20 or 30 days, you're usually looking pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, you guys are kind of in the same time frame as us. Like beginning of April is kind of our go season. They start letting us record scores on our GIN starting about now. So kind of the gear up right now.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I kind of want to start off kind of just a little, who got you started in golf? I know your dad was a BYU alum as well as a great golfer in his own right. At what age did you start, and kind of when did you really get the bug?
I mean, I started, before I can even remember, really. Just been around it my whole life. Like you said, my dad, growing up being kind of a player and a member of the PGA and kind of owned and operated a few golf courses, played in a bunch of kind of state opens when I was kind of younger and growing up. So I kind of just rolled around with him and, hung out with him a little bit in the summers and kind of went and watched him play golf. So really just from a young age, I obviously liked golf a lot and was around it a lot. But, played a lot of sports kind of growing up. And I would say sometime in high school was when it was kind of evident that I was like, okay, I'm probably a little better at golf than I am at some of the other sports. So might want to keep playing this one.
Is that kind of the same time that you kind of thought that you had a chance to go D1 and then also kind of play pro as well?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, probably kind of high school. I mean, I was good in like junior golf as well. But I just had so many other sports that I, enjoyed playing and liked playing. So, um, yeah, kind of junior year of high school was when it was like, all right, might want to take this a little more serious.
And
Started looking at schools.
was senior year the year that you won the Utah Am?
Yeah, yep, yep. Kind of, that year going into BYU had a nice little run there. Won the state am. Played in like the USAM, played in the USAM Pub Links, and all that other stuff. Might have been that year that I won the Pacific Northwest. Not really sure, but um, yeah. So definitely kind of knew then that I was all right.
Yeah, I think you were just a little all right. So how's the injury going? How's rehab been? I know something so serious like was it a rotator cuff?
A labrum. My
Okay.
tore a labrum in my right shoulder. So yeah, it's going good. Had surgery. I don't even know when it was. Kind of like I think at the very end of 2020, maybe. Um, so yeah, it's been kind of a long road. Obviously, had a lot going on. Had a baby and had this project in Aiken, and having another baby soon. So yeah, it's been good. Kind of it was right during kind of like all of the pandemic and everything like that. So it was kind of a nice time if there was ever a good time to get something like that done. But it's definitely given me kind of a different appreciation for traveling the world and being able to play golf for your job kind of every day. So definitely looking forward to getting back at it.
Yeah, it kind of gave you that little extra time frame too, kind of with the tour exemption and everything, with everything being halted for COVID. It kind of gave you that extra time to go through that as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, when do you see yourself making a move anytime soon to get playing back on tour? I know you're crazy busy with everything else going on as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometime in the next couple of months is kind of what I'm eyeing right now. I'll go do a couple of those Corn Ferry Tour rehab starts, is I guess what they call them, and just see kind of where the game's at, and if I am really able to play kind of 7 days a week, multiple weeks at a time, because that's just something that I haven't done for like 2 years basically. Is I can go out and tee it up in a little hit and giggle, like one day playing with the friends or going on a little golf trip where nothing really matters, but haven't really tested the waters much in the last couple of years about playing 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even imagine playing 4 days straight, back-to-back weeks. I mean, the endurance it takes just for that, and coming off of kind of the rehab you're coming off, it's got to be a little bit of a challenge there.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's not quite as easy as people think. You know, playing golf, walking 7 to 10 miles, kind of like every day in just different places all over the country, traveling. There's kind of a lot that goes into it. So I definitely know for me, I'm just like so out of shape, golf wise. I don't know, I've played a couple of rounds of golf where I've had to walk in the last like couple of years, but again, other than that, it's kind of just been hit and giggle stuff where you kind of go out one day, maybe you're riding a cart or something like that. But like I said, definitely looking forward to getting back and seeing what it's like out there right now.
Are you gonna have your dad continue to join you out there and caddy for you?
Yeah, my dad would probably pop out a few times. He's kind of struggling a little bit. He's had some kind of knee problems, so I know that he's enjoyed some time not having to travel quite as much, and but yeah, we'll see.
So, from what I've seen, so what's your favorite donut shop that you and your dad have come across while touring?
Oh man, Duck Donuts, I think, and I think they're mainly kind of on the East Coast. Um, they're like kind of little cake donuts, and they make them fresh and kind of do whatever you want to them. That place is pretty good. There's also a pretty good spot in like where is it? It's just outside of like Dallas in Fort Worth, I guess, for the Colonial event. That's a pretty good one as well.
All right. Yeah. Next time you come to Portland, you'll have to check out Pip's Donuts. They're mini donuts made to order, and they've got this
Oh
candy
yeah, that
bacon
sounds like
donut.
Duck Donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like Duck Donuts. Yeah,
So good.
that's where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
love
it.
that.
So I wanted to say, I've been following the Buck Club for a while. How did the Buck Club kind of come about?
Really just kind of, kept seeing these really cool places while I was kind of traveling on tour, and was just trying to do something like that in Utah. It obviously is kind of developed and changed and evolved over the years. And, it's been put on a little bit of a pause in terms of actually, getting the course kind of underway. We thought we were kind of rolling on it a few years ago, and just kind of didn't work out. Obviously, there was a little bit of a different opportunity to go do the tree farm out in South Carolina. But yeah, definitely looking forward to kind of getting that up and running in Utah eventually. And, I think it should be a cool spot for a lot of people. Just got to get it going.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leading into kind of the status of the Buck Club, because I know a lot of people, especially some of our listeners, have been following the Buck Club for a long time, and I know we're all juiced to kind of see that kind of come to fruition and get created there. 'Cause from what we can see with Tree Farm and what you're doing with Tom Doak, I mean, it looks incredible out there.
Yeah, it's definitely a really cool piece of property. Would would kill to get something like that in Utah. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of that. It's just kind of different land, obviously. But the tree farm is really kind of originally what I wanted to do with TBC, and then over the years, like I said, the whole idea for TBC kind of evolved into maybe something more along the kind of Sweeten Cove, uh, model in terms of like a public place that, anyone could come out and play. Just, I know we've had so much support from just people, really like all over the country, that just felt like that was definitely, fit better, in kind of the Utah scene. It's definitely more of a public golf state, especially around Salt Lake. So definitely think that's kind of where it's leading to, for when the time is right to kind of get that going in Utah.
Yeah, and so kind of leading into that with kind of the public side and everything. For public accessibility, what options or opportunities do you think people are going to have to play the tree farm? Are you going to kind of follow along like the Mike Kaiser line of things with the Dunes Club with like kind of the letter writing access?
Yeah, we've definitely thought about a handful of those types of things. Sand Hills and Terra Edy, I think, were two pretty good examples that, kind of allow people to go through the right avenues, write a letter, and, schedule something like that. I always think that would be a cool opportunity, but we also think that, some form of kind of like these lottery systems, similar, I guess, in a sense to what they do at like the old course, where they have, they do it obviously every day. I think we would try and do it like a handful of times a month, where we could get groups out and, scheduling some trips or whatever. But I definitely think, between those handful of things and, Masters Week, I definitely think there will be some some cool opportunities for people to get out there, and it's like we're building the place so people can play golf out there and see it. We know it's going to be a really cool spot, so definitely want to get some people out there and give them the ability to at least check it out.
Yeah, I know. We did an episode with one of my good friends, Akbar, owner of Seamus Golf, and he was chatting with me about it a little bit, and he was just saying all the, everything you're posting just is getting him more and more excited to get the opportunity to get out there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to the point right now where it's getting pretty exciting. Kind of getting ready to start grassing in the next handful of months, which I'm just so excited to see grass on the ground. Some of the holes, I think will definitely change the look of them. Really be able to see the golf and see what they're going to look like will be kind of a really cool evolution of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get out there. I haven't been to the East Coast to play any golf. So, I was chatting with Akbar about doing kind of a Tobacco Road, Mid Pines, kind of trip out that way. So, maybe we'll have to hold off until the tree farm's at the point to be able to play and get out there.
Yeah, shouldn't be, it's not too far away. Kind of later this year, early next year, should be ready to roll.
By the way, I voted for the stoplight. I think that stoplight idea was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that, like retro stoplight, like in the tree, I just think is, cooler than the bell. I think both of them are, hit or miss. We've kind of been playing with this idea of, like a deer stand in the tree that you or the caddy can kind of crawl up and see if the fairway's clear. But it's for the 12th hole. It's this long par 4, and the tee shot kind of hits up the hill, almost like kind of 18 at Riviera type vibes. And the last like 10 or 15 years, the property had been really used for kind of like hunting, and so there's all these old like deer stands in the trees, and we think it might be cool to go get a new one that's a little more a little more safe, I guess, that we could set up in one of the trees behind the tee that you could crawl up and see it. But so those are kind of the three options right now, but I'm definitely team stoplight over bell.
Yeah, I for sure like that. And then the tree stand's great too, because there's a course in Washington that I've played that a friend of ours owns called Snohomish, and on the back nine they actually like have a built up. It's not a tree stand, but it's like a 2-story tall thing that you can climb up to see if the fairway's clear, and it's kind of a cool thing that you don't really come across on a lot of tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So since we are a public podcast, I kind of wanted to ask, on your travels, what are your 5 favorite public accessible tracks you'd recommend to any of our listeners?
Man, Pinehurst number 2 is pretty good. Mid Pines is another favorite. Trying to think of some kind of on the Sand Hollow in Utah is a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, we went out to Wolf Creek, and they actually told us, they were like, if you're this far out, you should definitely try to check out Sand Hollow. We just didn't have enough time to get out there.
Yeah, it's cool. They have the 18-hole championship course has got some cool stuff, and then they have this 9-hole links course that is like my favorite course in Utah, like without a doubt. It's kind of gone a little downhill, I would say, in the last like 5 or 6 years. Like right when it opened, it was just so insane. I was like, if there was one course in Utah that I would have wanted to buy and turn into TBC, it would have been that 9-hole. links course. So let's see, that's three. Trying to think. I mean, Sweetens Cove is really cool spot for kind of what they have there. Just got to make sure you catch it on not when it rains, so you don't get flooded out. And then maybe something on this golf course in Hawaii, Kahuku. It's on the North Shore. It's like probably one of my favorite courses in the world. Pretty much like a dog track, but it's just like the coolest place ever. You catch it on a good week where they've had some rain and are mowing the fairways. It's a pretty good spot.
So growing up in Utah, what tracks did you grow up playing? And then outside of Sand Hollow, what are your favorite tracks in Utah?
My dad owned a couple kind of executive golf courses called Mulligans. So there was one kind of in South Jordan, which is just south of Salt Lake. And it was kind of like a 9-hole executive course, and then it had a 9-hole par 3 course. And then we also had one up just north of Salt Lake in Ogden that was a 9-hole executive course. And we had this kind of 3-hole, basically it was just like a little private loop for that was in our backyard that it was just basically for me and my dad. And so I mean that's where I grew up playing. It was mainly Mulligan's North. But I played a lot of golf at this course called Glen Eagle. That was again, it was probably 20 minutes from my house in Ogden, out in Clearfield, Utah. And then our high school team played at this place called Ben Lomond, which was just in Ogden. So I think that's where I played a majority of my golf. All of those places are public, so never was like a country club member anywhere growing up, and really joined like my first country club like honestly like 2 years ago, right during COVID, because the only way I could play out there with all my friends during COVID was if I was a member. So yeah, but Mulligan's is where I played a majority of my golf growing up, so it was a cool spot.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of similar to my background, kind of where I grew up playing golf. I grew up in the South Bay of the Bay Area in San Jose, and there was a 9-holer out there called Prune Ridge, and they were just great to the kids. A lot of kids clinics like every Saturday, and kids tournaments and stuff out there. So it was just a little executive 9. That I learned how to play with 5 clubs. And then once I got good enough and I could hit par, my dad went out and bought me a full set. So kind of similar path there. So what's your favorite public tracks you've played in California and Oregon?
Man,
I asked that just because Ashton's out of San Francisco and I'm out of Portland.
Man, I don't know if I've played a ton of public golf in either place. I mean, I've obviously one at the Ellie Mae up at the TPC. I don't know if that's public. It's kind of like public and private.
Yeah.
And up in the Portland area, where we played it. Me and Tron played a sick little place called like Rose City. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so Rose City is my local watering hole, so that's where I play a lot of my golf.
That place is sick. Yeah, that place is. We had a fun time out there. We snuck out kind of during the. It was like the Corn Ferry Tour kind of like season finale at Pumpkin Ridge. And is Pumpkin Ridge, do they do kind of like one of the courses is public each and then the other one is private and they just kind of like swap each day, or
No,
how does that
so
place work?
Ghost is always public, and then Witch Hollow is always private. So they don't switch them out. Ghost just is always accessible to the public.
And do you know which one did I play? Like which one did the Corn Fairy play?
Corn
They
Ferry
played there.
usually all the tournaments, LPGA and Corn Ferry play Witch. So that's the private side. And when Tiger
Oh, okay.
had his third USAM out there,
Yeah.
they actually played both courses.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, really kind of, I mean, yeah, I don't know if I've played too much like public stuff up that way. Like snuck out to Rose City that one time, thought it was pretty cool. And then not much in California either. I mean, I've played like Torrey Pines, but that's obviously not, anywhere close to the Bay Area.
Oh,
But
anywhere in California. I know I've seen you sneak out to Northwood and Posa.
oh yeah, oh my gosh, totally forgot about both of those. Northwood's sick. Pasatiempo's insane. That's like top 5 like in California in my opinion. Place is awesome.
Yeah, so I know it's not public, but have you ever gotten a chance to play Green Hills, kind of in the San Francisco area?
No,
So
never
next time you're
been.
in the Bay, try to get out to Green Hills. It's another Alistair McKenzie track. And in my opinion, if I had a course that I could play every single day of the week, Green Hills would be pretty close to that.
Yeah, definitely need to go check that out.
Yeah, next time you're in the San Francisco area, you could even hit us up. We got a friend Rick out there that's a member, so
Next time I'm there, definitely see what's up.
yeah, Ashton and Rick would love to play with you. And then, so as a new father and going to be a father of a second as well, how are you going about introducing the game to Charlie? I've kind of seen him already. You've got some sets built for him. He's got his plastic set going. So I see you've started him off right.
Yeah, honestly, we just kind of, I got him a set that's like a real set. He doesn't really mess with those too much. My dad and my wife's dad actually got him, a couple of different like plastic sets, and he definitely loves, messing around with those. I don't think his swing's quite ready to go. He's more of like a one-handed guy right now. And anytime my dad comes over, who was like my teacher my whole life, is always, giving me crap. Like you gotta get him, you gotta get him swinging right. And I'm just kind of like, I have no clue. I don't know the first thing about teaching someone how to play golf. So right now I'm really just kind of letting him kind of do whatever he wants, but he definitely likes it. He, like I said, messes around with those clubs a lot, and likes to go kind of hit the little wiffle balls or whatever he has. And anytime golf is on TV, he definitely stops and takes a look, and we'll kind of sit there, kind of mesmerized by those guys. So that's pretty fun to watch him, at least start enjoying it. So I'm excited for this year. Maybe kind of sneak him out on the golf course a few times and go let him tag along.
Yeah, I mean, that's my best memories, and I'm sure close to some of your best memories as a kid, kind of going out playing with your dad and kind of doing that thing. So I'm excited for you because that's gonna be a fun time to get out there with him, especially when he gets a little older.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
All right, Zach. Well, I appreciate you kind of coming on. Thanks for being who you are, and we appreciate what you're doing. And I can't wait to get out to the tree farm, and I hope that we get to see the Buck Club here in the next some odd years.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, see ya.